the foundation information field is an electromagnetic field. The body's just the holographic version of that information. And so you are looking at a change in the frequency field which manifests in the hologram as a chemical hormonal change. These entities want that before that happens. They want the child's energy before that happens. So they're looking for little kids. And the pedophile, these pedophiles, especially the elite ones, they're absolutely possessed by these entities. I mean, you know, you look at these major players in the cult, they're completely freaking possessed by these demonic entities. They are basically human, in our reality frequency band, expressions of these entities. In fact, the hierarchy of the demonic world becomes the true hierarchy of the human world. We have a fake hierarchy, which is presidents, prime ministers, and all this stuff. But actually, they are subordinate to the true hierarchy, the cult hierarchy, and that hierarchy is based on the hierarchy of the demonic realm, because if you are possessed by the Mr. Big of the demonic realm, then you are the Mr. Big of the global cult in our reality. They're basically just vehicles, you know. And so a pedophile is overwhelmingly has become possessed, right? So when the pedophile is sexually abusing the child, the possessing entity is drawing off the child's energy through the pedophile conduit, which it is possessing, and absorbing it. That's what it's about. That's why there's pedophilia everywhere in the elite, everywhere in the cult, pedophilia everywhere. It's unbelievable. Now, when I've traveled around the world and met different people in different cultures and different parts of the Western world, this same theme comes up. Credo Mutwa was telling me that in his village in South Africa, they had groups of men whose job was to protect the children because they were being hijacked, they were being kidnapped. And you know, years ago, I met a woman in America. Long story, but she was married to a guy and they adopted two children. And then he was murdered in very strange circumstances, and the very obvious murderer was never charged with it, and it was obvious. And then along comes a woman who said, I've read about the story in the paper, and I want to help, so, you know, can I be your nanny to help you? So the lady said, yeah, okay. And then social services said, well, you've lost your husband, you're a one-parent family now, you can't, because the idea was you fostered them and then you were going to adopt them, that was the idea. No, you can't adopt them anymore because you're only a one-parent family. And what they did is they gave the two kids to the nanny who turned up out of nowhere, who was a one-parent family, right? So as a result of this, and it goes deeper, I thought, how many bloody children go missing in America every year? So I read the federal government, they couldn't bloody tell me, probably tell me how many cars went missing, but not children. They said to me, you're going to have to ring every state. And so I started ringing the state capitals, agencies, asking how many children go missing in your state every year that are not seen again. And I got to maybe about 12. And the number was absolutely astronomical. And what happens is people perceive the number of children that go missing with the number of missing children stories in the news. Nothing like that. The number is massive. And Credo Mutwa again told me in Africa, kids are disappearing across Africa all the time. Never to be seen again. And they go into these pedophile rings, often sacrificial satanic rings as well. I mean, they're massively connected. So you start to see how things that are like bewildering. Why is there involved in Satanism? Why is there so much pedophilia among the elite? Why this? Why that? And suddenly, the whole thing becomes a dot-connected whole. The strands become a tapestry. The dots become a picture, because it's all connected, but only if you get through the bloody barricade of the here and no further mainstream alternative, and you get out into a no limit, I just want to know what the hell's going on, real alternative, which more and more people are, then everything starts to fall into place. So when in the Matrix movie, the Morpheus character holds up a battery and says, the Matrix is a computer-generated dream world designed to turn humans into one of these, it was a profound truth, perhaps one of the most profound truths ever spoken in an apparently fictional movie. That's what's happening. And so it puts censorship in another light. They have our perception, well, unless we awaken to it, they have our perception through the induced dream, through the simulation. And they don't want us to realize that's what's going on. They're feeding off our energy by manipulating us into low vibrational mental and emotional states. They don't want us to see that's going on. So this level of censorship, which is getting fiercer and fiercer, is to make sure that that is never seen. We never get that far as to see that level. And the more that people awaken, and it's happening, the more likely they are to expand to those levels where they get it, really get it, as opposed to the mainstream alternative. And therefore, the censorship's getting fiercer and fiercer and fiercer and fiercer and fiercer. Now, AI, this is an I mean, you know, we've been going on enough because I've got a lot to say.
No, this is good.
About this. But just say this, Brian, one thing. This is a biological computer decoding the simulation field into this reality. Okay. So what is the mind? This was my next question. What is the mind? Now, you know about this because you've done courses and everything, and because you've taken the potion and all that stuff. What I looked at was how these various religions, not least the Eastern religions, but not only, and you look at the New Age, which is basically the Eastern religions gone West, and they have a common theme. They say, to reach a state of enlightenment, you've got to get beyond mind. You've got to get beyond mind. Mind is a block to enlightenment. So my question was, so what's the bloody mind then? What's this mind that's the block to our enlightenment? And what I've talked about in the dream is that the mind is AI. It's not human AI. It's not the level of human AI that we have now. But why is human AI coming in to our reality more and more, massively, totally taking it over? Because this whole simulation is run by AI. It's not people pressing buttons. The whole simulation is run by AI. And what's happening is the astral level of AI is coming into our reality. That's why there's never a point where people are sitting around a table strumming their fingers saying, well, we'd like to go to the next level of technological AI control, but we've got to wait for some geek in a garage in Silicon Valley to invent it. No. It flows out. It's getting faster and faster. There's no gap. It just gets quicker and quicker. Why? Because it already bloody exists. It's just being played out. And you have people like your Gateses and your Brins and Pages at Google and Alphabet. They're just front people to give a cover story for how this stuff is coming in. And so what is this whole AI mind? It's a program. And if we are only perceiving reality and experiencing reality from a 5 sense perspective, we are following the program of AI mind, which is running through everyone's body. What can override that program is consciousness. That's why these religions and various spiritual ways of doing things say you've got to get beyond your mind. They don't say this, they don't realize this, but you've got to get beyond your mind into consciousness to reach enlightenment, because that mind is there to stop you becoming enlightened of what the bloody hell is going on. So this is my view. If you're only in your mind, if you're only perceiving and experiencing and believing in a world of the 5 senses, then all the way through your life, from womb to tomb, you're being run by a program. You're basically the human reality equivalent of a non-player character in a video game. What is a non-player character? It's a character that has no impact on the game because it's being run by the game.
No free will.
None.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make?